back at NAB 2026. And so, of course, at NAB you have many technology providers. You have MAM system, you have cameras, etc. But more and more, especially with the age of AI and the rise of AI, we see some newer players. And so we are super delighted to be at the TwelveLbas booth. And so welcome, Maninder. And so can you let us know who you are, what you are doing, and of course what TwelveLbas is doing as a today?
Of course. Thank you for having me, Fred. We're with TwelveLbas. My name is Maninder. I'm the head of growth of TwelveLbas. What we do is we make video AI models. Our models are able to understand large amounts of video data across audio, visual, and all of the spatial temporal context within it. So what can you do with these models? If I am someone that has a lot of video data or very high value video data, I can use the models to do things like semantic search and retrieval using natural language queries. I can do things like metadata generation to better tag and make sense of the content that I have. We work with a lot of traditional broadcasters, streamers, news organizations, sports leagues, and we're here at the NAB show because a lot of our customers are here at the NAB show.
Yeah, for sure. And finally, when you started finally to start the company here, and based on what type of requirements?
Yeah, so the company has a very interesting founding story. We started about 5 years ago. The founders all met in the military. They were working on this problem of video understanding. You have satellite imagery, data, making sense of like, where are their troop movements? Does this missile silo look different? And the technology was not very good for answering those questions. So after they finished their service, they started TwelveLbas. And the core focus is to do perception reasoning research for multimodal data. That's a very fancy way of saying understanding what happens for video data over space and time and powering all sorts of workflows. So it's interesting for us, like starting in defense and then ending up in media entertainment.
And of course in this market, as soon as we're talking about AI, for most of the people it's OpenAI, cloud, etc. So what type of technology are you using on your own?
Yeah, so those are all great LLM providers. We use them internally ourselves. We're a big fan. A helpful way to think about us is those are large language models that are very good at understanding large corpuses of language data. We focus on video data, which has audio information, visual information. It's very heavy and dense. It requires specific infrastructure and specific model architecture to effectively understand video data. So we often perform very well against LLM providers, and that's why people choose us over general models.
Super, well done. On the other side, since last year, we saw you as a partner of many MAM vendors, just like Mimir, Iconic, so more or less all of these guys. So what you great intend to do with the MAM system, can you finally bring a piece of technology that themselves they can solve?
It's more so that we are able to partner very effectively with our asset management partners. They, being the system of record and the system of work, have all of the assets, and we want to meet the customers where their assets are. So we have a lot of shared customers with the asset management providers where they want video intelligence. So the asset management providers, some of the ones you mentioned, are able to bring TwelveLbas technology into their existing platforms.
Okay, that's really cool. So, and just to finish, more or less, as of today, so you are 5 years old, which is young. So what type of vertical markets as of today you have? Broadcast, media, industry, or brands?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Broadly, within what we call creative industries, we have broadcasters, studios, streamers, news organizations, sports leagues. We have another very important part of the business, which we call public sector. This has law enforcement, military, intelligence, because there are large amounts of video data with municipal organizations. And then we have a third part of the business, which is also very important, which we think of as platform and software builders. So imagine someone that wants to bring video intelligence as a feature into their platform. Not too different from the MAM providers.
Yeah, great. And finally, for this type of customer, government, etc., so how do you manage the hosting? Because you can get some very confidential content, or is it something on-prem, or is it something on dedicated, super private cloud system? How do you manage that?
Yeah, so our public sector government customers have a variety of different regulatory requirements. So we work closely with them to make sure our models are deployed in a way that works for them to be compliant. The goal is to bring the video intelligence to where they work, and oftentimes that could be different environments in the commercial space.
Okay, so thank you so much, by the way. So TwelveLbas, keep in mind, it's growing after the years. you have the head of growth, so we show that you are moving ahead. We see that so many MAM vendors, you are really part of the solutions on their side. So really appreciate your time. Enjoy the show, and so see you later.
Thank you, Fred.